Okay, hi YouTube, Mr. Who's the Boss here, and in this video I want to talk about the HTC One M8 Prime. Now, there's quite a few reasons why I think it's a really bad idea. So, my first main gripe with this is that the HTC One M8 is already a great flagship device. There's absolutely no need for a new one. The HTC One M8, it's super fast, it's packed with features, it's got Sense 6, it's got a really awesome battery life as well. The only problem some people have had with it is the camera, but even that's debatable. Personally, I absolutely love it. I think it's the best phone camera I've ever used. Let's not forget that this phone also has top-of-the-line specifications, so, it's great for gaming and just media in general. So talks have sort of picked up recently that HTC is preparing a new flagship device, the HTC One M8 Prime. Now, the M8 Prime is rumoured to have a QHD display, 3GB of RAM, and a quad-core Snapdragon 805 processor. If this is true, then this phone is going to blow the competition out the water and be way ahead of phones like the S5 and the One M8 and the Xperia Z2. If the rumours are to be believed, this phone will also be packing an 18 ultra-pixel camera. Yeah, that's right, ultra-pixel. So when you compare that to the 4 ultra-pixel camera of the One M8 and the images that can produce, I've just got no idea of what this thing will be capable of. So in theory that sounds great, but there's another problem with it. If HTC continued to produce flagship devices every few months, then when people actually, spend the money to buy a new flagship device, it's going to be outdated in a few months. This is going to seriously reduce the brand loyalty to HTC because, people are going to want to defer their spending. If every new flagship that comes out becomes outdated in a few months, then people will hold off, just because they'll get something better in the future. And, that could go around in a vicious cycle and eventually, HTC might go totally down the drain. All they really need to do is make significant leaps each year. So, make one smartphone a year, but do it properly. Make sure it's got all the best specs you can get, and just make it as good as you can. On top of that, they're actually damaging their own profits in the long run, because by, creating new flagships so quickly, they're increasing the rate at which they've got to progress, and their competitors will match them, and they'll have to. And by doing that, they're just going to drive their profits further and further down, which is never good for a company. And I'm still not done yet. By creating the HTC One M8 Prime, HTC is actually almost stealing their own customers. People who would have already bought an HTC device are now, just buying a different one. And so instead of actually stealing customers from their competitors, they'll actually be stealing more from themselves. And they really wouldn't be benefiting from that many extra sales because, the two devices are still very similar. It's a bit like when HTC introduced the HTC One Mini and the HTC One Max. All of these devices are really similar, and neither of the two siblings actually sold anywhere near as well as the original one. So, I really do think that this is a bad idea, and I hope some of you actually agree with me. While it may be good for consumers, it's actually a bad move for HTC in the long run. So yeah, that's pretty much it from me, guys. I hope you liked this video, and please subscribe for more.